Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're passionate about helping people with business and accounting. In today's video, we're going to talk about the new PPP Forgiveness Application. So if you're interested, keep on watching. On October 8th, the SBA released Form 3508S Forgiveness Application. There are two other forgiveness applications out there. There's the extended long version, and then there's the easy application. So this will be the third application that you guys have the ability to use to request forgiveness to your lender. Now, you are eligible to use this application if you received less than $50,000 and do not have a reduction in your employee headcount, wages, or salaries. If you do have a reduction in FTE, go check out the easy application. I'm gonna link it up above and see if you are eligible for that application. And I walk you through step by step on how to do it. And remember, just like the other two applications, you are submitting this Form S to your lender. This application is really easy to fill out. There are no calculations on the actual form. Now, just because the calculations are not on the form, keep in mind that the SBA can still request the information and documentation for your loan. You have to keep your loan documentation and support for 6 years. Now, let's pull up this application and take a look at it. All right, so right at the top, you'll see that this is Form 3508. You may use this form only if you receive $50,000 or less. Okay, so just like the other form, you're gonna put your business name, a trade name if you have it, your address, your EIN, social security number, business phone number, your PPP loan, number, amount, number of employees you had at the time of the application. So you want to pull up your application so that number is the same. If you received an EIDL advance, you want to put that there because as you guys know, that's still going to reduce your forgiveness amount. So if you received the EIDL advance, also known as the EIDL grant, that is going to reduce your PPP loan. So if you received a $5,000 loan and you received $1,000 of EIDL, the max amount you can request for forgiveness is going to be $4,000, assuming that you spent all of the funds correctly. Your PPP disbursement date and the number of employees that you have currently, and then your EIDL application number. And then here you're going to put your forgiveness amount. Now remember, this isn't just I want my whole amount forgiven, I'm gonna put that there. You still wanna make sure that you have the correct calculation because at the end of the day, you're still responsible for that amount. And then the majority of this application is just your certification. So the dollar amount of which forgiveness is requested does not exceed your principal PPP loan and was used to pay for payroll costs that are eligible for forgiveness, business mortgage interest payments, business rent, or business utility payments, includes payroll costs equal to 60% of the forgiveness amount. If a 24-week covered period applies, it does not exceed 2.5 months worth of 2019 compensation for any owner, employee, or self-employed individual, capped at $20,000. If the borrower has elected an 8-week covered period, it does not exceed 8 weeks worth of 2019 compensation for any owner, employee, or self-employed individual, general partner, capped at $15,385 per individual. They're still requiring you to know your calculation. So again, check out the easy application. I have a free download where you can download a spreadsheet, plug in the numbers, and it'll tell you what your forgiveness amount should be. Then the next one is that you understand if the funds are knowingly used for unauthorized purposes, the federal government may pursue recovery of the loan amount and/or criminal fraud charges. The borrower has accurately verified the payments for the eligible payroll and non-payroll costs for which the borrower is requesting forgiveness and has accurately calculated the forgiveness amount requested. So here, this is another reason why I wanted to talk about this application. It says here, I have submitted to the lender the required documentation verifying payroll costs, the existence of obligations and service, as applicable, prior to February 15, 2020, the eligible business mortgage interest payments, business rent or lease, and business utilities. So the lender should still request documentation verifying your information. The information provided in this application and the information provided in all supporting documentation and forms is true and correct in all material respects. And then it talks about any penalties you could have if you do not provide the correct information. It says, I understand that knowingly making a false statement to obtain forgiveness of an SBA guaranteed loan is punishable under law, including imprisonment of not more than 5 years or a fine up to $250,000. And then under this statute, imprisonment of not more than 2 years and a fine of not more than $5,000. And if submitted to a federally insured institution, meaning a bank, imprisonment of not more than 30 years and or a fine of not more than $1 million. Guys, it's not worth it. It's not worth trying to get $10,000 forgiven and then it comes back to bite you in the bum. So keep records and make sure that you're requesting the correct amount of forgiveness. And then it says, the tax documents I have submitted to the lender are consistent with those the borrower has submitted and will submit to the IRS and or the state agencies. I understand, acknowledge, and agree that the lender can share the tax information with SBA authorized representatives. I understand and acknowledge and agree that the SBA may request additional information for the purpose of evaluating the borrower's eligibility for the PPP loan and the loan forgiveness, and that the borrower's failure to provide information requested by the SBA may result in a determination that the borrower was ineligible for the PPP loan or a denial of the forgiveness application. So there you go, guys. This isn't automatic forgiveness. This isn't, here you go, here's an application, fill it out, and all of your loan is forgiven. This form is a much simplified version of the EZ application. You are still required to have the calculations. You are still required to provide supporting documentation to your lender. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, share it with a friend, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.